So, how are we going to help our children make friends? We're going to bring them to an event that provides people the opportunity and through sharing their passions. What are they passionate about? What do they love to do? What makes them happy? What do people love about them? Those are all the things that we're going to focus on in this event. And this event is for and about them. So it's a new approach. We're looking at creating a community of their own, friendship, companionship, and even maybe romance at some point. I never thought when my daughter was young that she would really have a boyfriend. I had hoped that someday she would find somebody who would care about her as much as I do. And I'm glad to report that at 30, she actually has a boyfriend. They talk every night. They have every Friday night a date, and it's all supported through the people around her. She's in supported living, and her staff help me and, more importantly, help her facilitate these friendships because the people that we want in their lives long term need not to be paid. We don't have paid people in our lives. We've all had companionship and romance because if at one point you didn't have romance, you wouldn't be watching this because you wouldn't have any kids. It's a human need to have companionship. So whether it's romance, friendship, acquaintance, common interest, that's what this whole program is about. So who am I, you might wonder? I'm Lauren's mom. I also work at Parents Helping Parents. I've been there 24 years. I do a lot of trainings, mostly around how to access IHSS and SSI, supported living, and things like that. But this is my passion. Well, that's my passion too. But this is from the heart. I want to see all children benefit through friendship and companionship like I've seen my daughter. She has bloomed through person-centered approaches and through promoting community and her building her own community that are not comprised of all paid people. So some of the benefits of a social connection is that you have better physical health because people are looking out for you. We're not going to be here forever. So we need to make sure that there are people who know and care about our son and daughter. They have better mental health. Maybe even because their needs are being met, you'll see changes and improvements in behavior. I can't promise that. I don't know that for sure, but let's hope so. They become less vulnerable, again, because people are looking out for them. And they have better access to resources and connections that might improve their lives. You never know where things will lead. So where do you begin as a parent? You begin where you are. Maybe you've been working 2 jobs. Maybe, you've just been trying to get through the last 5, 10, 15, or 25 years each day. I know I've been there. So you begin where you are. And I really believe that friends and community are the best social security that we can offer our children. That is why I believe in this project. You'll start with a parent orientation like you are right now. This is your online parent orientation. So if I hiccup a little here and there in my words, know that it's the first time I've kind of done this sort of thing online, and I'm learning along with all the rest of the online world. And you're going to create a social notebook. And I'm going to give you the tools to do that. But you need to bring some of the contents that I'm going to be sharing with you to the first event. And, of course, you need to bring your son or daughter and yourself. So let's talk about a social profile. In it is going to contain what people like and admire about the person that we're talking about, your son or daughter. So they might be a happy person, they might be fun, they might be caring, compassionate. There's all kinds of words that are positive that describe our children. Let's get those together and put them in the document. Next, you're going to collect a list of what's important to your son or daughter. Now, mind you, this is not what you think should be important to them or what you think is important to them or for them. It's what they think is important. And how are we going to figure that out? We're going to listen to their behavior. We're not going to list things where you have to talk them into doing it, or you have to talk them into saying, yeah, that should be on your list. So I'm going to give you some examples in just a minute. But you can identify what's important to them by looking at their favorite things. What do they get excited about? What do they get upset about, so we know what to avoid? So those are the kinds of things that we're going to be looking at with what's important to your person. Then what are the person's favorite activities? Let's get right to the next slide. So this is a sample profile. I've got a picture of Lauren up in the upper left-hand corner. And in the upper right-hand corner, it'll say what people who know me say about me. That's where you put your wonderful words that describe your person. Now on the left, in the columns, what's important to me? She collects dolls. She hoards Disney movies. Her family's important to her. And of course, I mentioned her boyfriend, whose name is John. And I might also mention they've known each other for about 6 years. Having time alone is important to her. Even if she has a friend over, she may need a downtime for a little while. And that people don't use her things without asking. Making her own choices, and the iPhone. And under the activities she enjoys, I've got board games, arts and crafts, and you can read the rest of the list. So those are the things that she enjoys doing. And on the left are the things that are important to her. That way they've got a snapshot of who they are on a piece of paper. Now you don't have to do this in anything fancy. I used PowerPoint for mine. You can do it in Word. You can do it, frankly, on a piece of paper with a marker. And your child can make the list however you want to create this. But using a consistent layout is going to help our young people with knowing where to look for things. Now, what if they don't write? So give them a magazine from Toys R Us or from Fry's Electronics or Radio Shack and have them cut out the things that they like. They can list them with pictures. This is an especially good tool for people who don't have great language capability or the ability to initiate conversation easily. People have a list, or they have pictures, or you could combine both. Whatever it is that you want to do with your son or daughter. Make sure you bring this to the POP event. This is one of the critical pieces that they need to have available to share. Each person will get color-coded bracelets. They're the silicone bracelets, or silicone, that people use, to have their name imprinted or their cause imprinted. And they'll get a color-coded band that represents what they like. In each area of the room, we will have corresponding colored areas that say, hey, if you're wearing a blue bracelet, that means you like board games. So go to the blue table. And over there, all the people that like board games will also be there. And they'll have time to go to at least 3 stations to connect with other people and share their other interests. If they have an orange bracelet, that might mean they like basketball or ball games. We might have to lump things together depending on the number of people and the number of colored bracelets that we have as far as colors go. They're going to receive a binder. We call it a big black social book, but they're actually blue and purple and orange. And so they'll each get a binder at the event itself to put their social profiles in, to collect the cards from others. So the other thing that you need to bring is networking cards. And they can be as simple as, construction paper that you've cut up. They put their name on it, or you can print them from a computer and use the contact information that you feel is right for them. So you might have, their first name, their phone number, or their email address. But not everybody uses email. Not everybody is comfortable on the phone or has language. So in some instances, you might want to use both. Make sure you bring at least one copy of their social profile. If you have the ability to print more than one, please do so in the event that they want to share it with others. Otherwise, we can make copies if you're making them from scratch in paper and pen. We can make copies before the event or at the event. There'll be areas of designated interest, as I mentioned earlier, and then each person can bring one or two special transportable items. So maybe it's one of their favorite things or one of their favorite things to do. For instance, if they're a reader, they might want to bring their favorite book or the book they're currently reading. If they like puzzles, they bring a puzzle. If they like trains, maybe they want to bring a magazine about trains or a train itself. So what's in a friendship? This is something that we often haven't taught our children. So just for fun, I inserted the algorithm of friendship by Dr. Sheldon Cooper from The Big Bang Theory. This YouTube video is by Al Condalucci, and he's an amazing believer in building community and works with a nationwide group to build community for our individuals with developmental disabilities. So let's summarize. Friendship results in increased happiness, better health, and a longer life. One of the things that your son or daughter is going to get in their folder or in their binder are date planning guides. So whether you go through this with them or they're able to do it on their own, either way, you can take these, modify it to, whatever the circumstances are in your household or family, and maybe limit what you want to include on here or expand what's here. This is just a suggestion. So we're looking at the little black book going big and colorful. So they're going to have copies of their social profile. They're going to have networking cards and a place to receive them in the social profile. They'll have social guides, and that means worksheets that help them with how to start a conversation and things of that nature. A planning guide sheet, which is the one that you just saw, and of course the place to receive the cards that they're sharing and or the profiles that they're sharing. So let's recap. The social profile, yourself and your son or daughter, one or two of your child's favorite things, and of course the cards. Didn't have that on the list, but please bring the cards, and a smile. Just come and enjoy yourself. If you want to bring a snack for your child to share, that's fine. And we're going to need to collect some data from you to get prepared. So if you'll go to www.php.com/pop, P-O-P, and submit the information about your son or daughter in order to come to the event. First event will be February 12th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. It's going to be brief because this is the launch and we want to see how it goes and how to refine it. The next one we do will be for younger kids, and that'll likely be in March, and I'll get that on the schedule very soon, and I look forward to seeing you there. If you need to call me, again, my name is Trudy. I'm at 408-727-5775, extension 102, and you can always reach me by email to Trudy, Trudy, at php.com, just like in the URL. See you there.